welcome to the 2.5 Citizens podcast. I'm Zen.
And I'm Pablo.
And I'm Jared.
So we have a special guest on here today because it's going to get a little heated, I feel like, in a little bit. Like, I feel like
I'm going to be the mediator.
I have to have a table and Pablo in between us here because
they might square up.
I don't know what's going to happen. We're going to see once things get a little further, but when we recorded the last episode, a few things hadn't happened yet. The decision of the Tyron Woodley and Jake Paul fight hadn't happened.
Well, they hadn't fought at all.
They hadn't fought. And Kanye's album hadn't dropped yet because he's holy and dropped it on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, to be honest, I forgot about Kanye's album because it's Drake week. I'm going to be honest with you. It's Drake week. Drake dropped. I don't care. But we can get into it, I guess. I guess we can get into it. So we'll start with that really quickly because I know we've been kind of not even talking about the album specifically to talk about it on here.
Yeah.
Like I've been really careful not to even really give true opinions.
So I'll give you a virus opinion first before I give you mine.
Okay.
She actually thinks the Kanye album is better than the Drake album.
Okay.
She just thinks like vibe-wise, she liked it more.
I heard somebody say...
There was a vibe. Yeah. There was a vibe.
There was a vibe.
I heard somebody say Kanye's better at making music, Drake is better at rapping.
Well, I mean, Kanye's a producer. He mixes it, cuts it all himself. Like, that's what he was there for. Which, I mean, if you listen through the whole thing, you kind of have to admit that you'll find yourself lost in the intricacies of a melody or a beat on a Kanye album more than you'll ever find that on a Drake album. I mean, you've got I think the first time that I was ever blown away by a Drake beat was All Me. Right? Nothing was the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right? And then Kanye's new album, it's back to back to back. It's strings under a snare drum. It's a flute. It's some magical press of the keys that just
weird. He's got those weird sounds.
And then the choirs, the random choirs that he throws in there.
So what I will say, they both were loaded with features.
This was my critique about both albums.
Okay.
I would just want at least a couple songs with a little bit more up tempo.
Thank you.
There is no party song.
I feel that. But what I will say for Kanye's defense on that, it's a song. It's Donda. Like it's supposed to be him mourning and stuff, and it's all like Christian. But still, I ain't getting no praise and worship songs.
Yeah.
But I mean, no praise songs if we talking spiritually, right? He really, I feel like, got these features to get out of their comfort level because he pretty much said like, I'm cutting out every cuss word that you guys.
The baby feature was pretty wild. I kind of loved it.
So what you're saying is you support DaBaby?
Yeah.
Did
you see what he said? He said, y'all took the food out my baby's mouth, man.
Isn't he afraid of gay people or something?
Yeah.
He's not afraid. Okay.
He just thinks that they all have HIV.
The dirty ones.
Every one of them?
The dirty ones is what he said.
Which is way worse.
Which is even worse.
Which, I mean, that whole thing to me just is with that situation, and we've kind of touched on this.
Foot and mouth disorder.
When you're around your fans and people who you think support what you say and do, and then people who aren't necessarily your fans or don't care about what you say and do take that and then like blast it. I bet you that there wasn't that much of an outrage in the crowd because his DJ supported him.
Yeah,
his DJ was like, yeah, some of y'all sus the motherfucker.
Listen, somebody screenshotted the group chat and sent it to somebody they shouldn't have. I saw something similar. Like, I wouldn't call it a meme. I'd just call it some bullshit on Instagram. A screenshot. My girl went through my phone, and the reply was, "Oh, you're in trouble." He's like, "Nah, we're in trouble. She went through the group chat. She's talking to your girl right now."
Ooh.
You're done. You're out. Like, that's sacred, and that's what DaBaby did. He fucked up. You can think whatever you want to, but you just can't tell anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's the thing too. Is I mean that when you don't tell people stuff and you just think it, sometimes I feel like it's a little weirder. You're internalizing it, but he has been sat down. Like the report has come out that he did sit down with like 6 HIV doctors or something like that who like educated him. I don't know. They said it like pretty much he was at a big ass AIDS roundtable and they all gave him the information. And so now he's like, I get
If
why.
he was there wearing a mask and gloves.
They had a Zoom call.
I had heard reports, if we're talking about problematic people on albums, I had heard reports, and this could be 100% cap because it was just a tweet, that somebody tried to say that R. Kelly was credited in Drake's album.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He brought the piss.
So I mean, on
Certified lover boy.
on Kanye's album, he had Marilyn Manson credited on the same song he had DaBaby on, which was like that whole song was just a problematic song, technically speaking. But what I will say is I have been having like Kanye's song stuck in my head because I did listen to it all the way through one time.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's all I could do was listen to it all the way through one time and then like listen to Hurricane and Off the Grid a million times because those songs are hard.
Yeah.
And then like
Moon's pretty hard with Kid Cudi.
Jonah's pretty hard.
Which was
Jail.
Jail?
Oh yeah.
Which was the one that...
there's two jails.
Yeah, there is two jails.
The
first
one with Hove on it.
Yeah, the one with Hove.
Not sure. Not that connected to the film. One of us going to jail tonight.
Yeah.
Is good though.
Yeah.
It feels, and that's the one where like I don't know. I mean, there's two different jails, but it's the same beat. So is
Yeah.
Marilyn Manson like did production? I don't know.
I don't know.
But
Switching over to Drake though.
all right.
You're a diehard Texas person. What do you think about the song TSU?
So
And what the fuck? What the fuck does Drake know about Warren County?
He really thinks, no, look, he really thinks he's from Houston. His boy said, shouts out Prairie View.
Yeah.
Shouts out Wharton County. Shouts out Texas City.
Yo, I hit the homie put on Instagram. He put like the actual county picture, and he's like, "What does Drake know about Warren County?" And I said, "Bro, he's trying to hide the next baby mama better."
Real talk, I think he's, I really
They
think,
dead ass don't have Wi-Fi. What do they have? Sudden link?
probably, because here's what it seems like by this album, right? The whole meaning behind it is he's like the top bachelor trying to find love out here, but it's hard when you're at that status. So he comes to Houston, he comes to the strip clubs, he throws hella money, and now these girls are trying to get out of the stripping game. And so he's like, all right, instead of, at least in that song, instead of just throwing this money, I'm gonna just give it to you.
Yeah.
Okay, you trying to start a business? All right, I got you. What you trying to do now? Are you trying to turn legit? Oh, now you got morals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he like rescues the Houston hoes from the trenches and then puts them out in Wharton County. He puts them out in some land. He probably sets them up. Here, you want to be away from the mix? We're getting you out the city. We're getting you out of downtown. We're getting you out of the strip clubs, and we're putting you over here in Wharton County, and we're putting you in a big estate. And that's what we're doing. I
He's
feel like
just
that's
got-
his move.
He's
Wow.
just got like a stable of hoes way out in the country.
Yeah.
Just like
Is that even more problematic than what R. Kelly had in Atlanta?
No, but it's different because
I think
he's
the age might be the
age,
saving
and
factor.
he's out here. He's trying to save the hoes.
Yeah, he's got the legit
While
version of it.
R. Kelly was pulling people out of a nice home with their parents and be like, nah. He didn't
ain't-
find them at the
that ain't
strip
it.
club, okay?
Yeah, yeah,
He found them in daycare, dog. So, did you see the video for that Too Sexy song?
I haven't, no.
That
the one with
video
Kauai.
Yeah, I
is
think so.
hilarious.
I can't with music videos, man.
So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Drake legit misses acting, but he knows he can't really be in a movie. It just I don't think it
It'd
would
be
like
weird 'cause he's
it'd
Drake.
be weird because he's like when I do music videos.
Wait,
we going all
he
out.
should just
Why
do
would
it
it
like a
be-
Degrassi cameo.
Yeah, why would it be weird? Because it's Drake. I mean, look at Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
He does what he wants, and he
True.
like, and controversial as it may be, there's no way that Justin Timberlake has the star power or the pull that Drizzy Drake does. There's just no way. Like,
Well, he does though. I think when you have
Depending what era of JT, I
also
guess.
you have a different like market. You have people who are actually going to go see you at a regular movie and not judge you from your music. Like a white artist like that really has a little more leeway to be like.
that's fair. That's my Caucasianness.
Like if that bad
glaring.
teacher in that bad teacher movie,
Yeah.
I forgot Justin Timberlake made music because he was singing so badly in that one scene, like as a joke. Like he was like supposed to be like the hot teacher, and then he performs at this bar and it's terrible. It's like super bad. And then I honestly forgot. Wait, like this dude actually like Grammy award winning artist. I forgot about this.
Yeah.
Because he can kind of mold back and forth through those things. And I feel like Drake can only feel comfortable doing that in music videos because Drake is also one of those people, like, he doesn't do interviews really. Like, there was that one Rap Radar interview like 3 years ago.
I mean, wasn't he in the shop?
Yeah, but that was like exactly. We get like one or two of those there on a really big platform, and he says everything that he's been needing to say for the past 5 years, and then that's it. So like we don't get that much access to Drake, which is why anytime an album comes out, he's gonna talk about his things in music as opposed to in interviews. So like it would have to. I think we would judge it too harshly because we'd be like, oh, Drake's doing something. Everyone will flock out to see it. And if it's not the best of a movie, like it's not, we're going to be like, oh, like he can't be like T.I. Like ATL 2 is allegedly coming out. ATL 1 was a moment back then, but I don't really feel like people care about ATL 2.
I do think that like once you like cross the rapper to actor, you kind of
stay
stop
there.
Yeah, you stay there.
Drake almost kind of typecast himself if he wanted to be an actor again, though. I mean, like, he spent so long becoming what he is, and I think that's what he always was, is a certified lover boy. I mean, the dude's yoked. He's been working on being huge for years. Is
he on steroids? Do you think?
Who cares, man? Actually, no. I would say probably not. I think you've got someone like Dwayne Johnson who clearly
100% on steroids.
Who is clearly 100% on steroids. But then you've got, y'all watch Always Sunny, right?
Yeah.
You got Mac, right? He gets fat. He loses all the weight. Comes back the following season shredded. He does an interview and says, oh, it's easy to look like this. You get a studio to pay for the trainer. You get a studio to pay for the nutritionist and the chef. You don't have to do anything because you don't have a real job, and you have a staff that every time you turn around has a meal prepared for you, and in 6 months you'll look just like this. I think Drake is kind of at a point where his meals are prepared for him on a schedule. His trainers are in the gym that is in his home on a schedule.
I mean, that's how Kevin Hart moves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, you've got these people who...
And that's a comedian.
Who take their gyms with them. You know what I mean? When Kevin Hart's on the road doing comedy, doing anything, doing press or media for a movie, he's got a trailer just like Dwayne Johnson with 38,000 pounds of iron to lift when he's not busy. You know, I think that's all you need.
Yeah, I see that. And the weird thing about Drake is Drake has been out here training like he's a basketball player. He's got like that full regulation size gym in his home. Yeah. He tore his ACL. He was like, that was the reason the album got pushed back.
You're going too hard, casual.
Yeah, he was recovering from an ACL injury. Where I'm like, what?
Yo, was he trying to ball with what was that girl he was dating that was Bronny's teammate?
So what's his name?
That high school kid's mom.
Yeah.
So I think he was out here trying to like be a dad, be like, oh yeah, let me dribble on the court with whatever.
Mr. Hunt tore his ACL.
Yeah, I know. He got crossed up.
Yeah.
So this album, okay, one thing I want to say really quickly is I fucking hate the album cover.
Yeah.
I hate the album cover. Because to me, you cannot, like, when you put all of them up together and then you put that one, it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't seem like a Drake album cover. Because the closest that this reminds me to is